Hi everyone, it's Nishti here. We are in for a treat today because we've got someone here who has so much experience, more than 10 years of experience of coaching and teaching parents. Her name is Vibha Arora, and she's also a conscious parenting coach. And she is going to give us the 5 steps or the 5 keys towards positive discipline. And I don't know these 5 keys, so I'm just as excited as you. So welcome, Vibha, and thank you for agreeing to this interview.
Thank you so much for having me, Nishti. It's going to be fun.
I can't wait to hear it. I'm so curious. Vibha, you do a lot of conscious parenting coaching, but also you help parents just with the ups and downs of parenting from your lovely home in Los Angeles. Is that right?
I actually have an office here in Southern California. So I see people in person in my office, and I also do online coaching. I use positive discipline, which was created by Dr. Jane Nelson, and conscious parenting from Dr. Shefali Savari. I combine the two and kind of give them the perfect mix of being able to go underneath the surface, not only of their kids' behaviors, but of their triggers as well. So I've been teaching parenting now for about 12 years, as you mentioned, and I absolutely love it. I love being able to shift perspectives on parenting for parents, all over the world right now.
What a rewarding job you have.
Yeah.
Vibha and I, we met in Los Angeles at one of Dr. Shefali's events, and conscious parenting, and obviously being a dietitian, you may think, why am I so interested in conscious parenting? Because most of our problems, and especially when I have parents with the struggles around food, has nothing really to do with food, because it's always a lot deeper than that. So that's really why conscious parenting is just transformational, not just for me and my life, but for parents once they understand what the trigger is. But today we're going to go through some positive discipline, and Vibha, she has 5 keys. So go ahead, because I'm going to write these down, because these are just...
All right. And you know what? You can write them down, but I'd also like to offer all of your viewers a chance to just download this infographic. So you'll have all 5 right there. It's nice and neat. You can stick it on your fridge.
Thank you.
Hopefully that'll make it easier. So these are just the 5 foundational keys. Positive discipline is built on many different foundational principles. So I'm going to share 5 of them with you guys today. The first one is making special time. And this seems very simple, but it's completely overlooked, I feel, with a lot of parents. When you're struggling with a lot of different challenging behaviors from your kids, a lot of times you're trying to figure out, why are they not listening, or why are they constantly not doing what they're supposed to be doing? Why are they constantly begging for my attention and acting out in, inappropriate ways? And one of the easiest tools that we can apply to really help alleviate this, and actually as a precursor, is to make special time. And all it is 20 minutes once a week, one-on-one with each child. That's it. And if we just give that 20 minutes as an ongoing, consistent thing, we actually see an incredible decrease in inappropriate behaviors from the kids. Simple, right?
That is something I wish I had as a child, because I'm one of 4. You just it's just parents are too busy.
Yeah.
Because everyone's unique and everyone has different needs and wants.
Yes.
That is so beautiful. And actually, I know someone who does that with his children, and he takes them all out and takes them to wherever they want, like their favorite place. And I just thought, that is, and I said to my partner, we're going to do that, because that is just, that's like the most beautiful thing. I wish someone would have
really done.
Yeah. And then you can talk about if there are any issues. Have we lost connection? Can you hear me, Vibha? Hello? Oh, I think we've just lost a bit of connection. So bear with us. You know how it is with technology. Oh dear. Hi, Vibha. Sorry, we just lost connection there for a few seconds.
I saw that, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there, but we keep going, right? These things happen.
Yes.
So the number 2 key.
Yes. So the second one is, it's a simple tool called Ask, Don't Tell. And all this means is we want to get on a level where we're level with our kids, not a hierarchy. when you come from a hierarchical point of parenting, which is what traditional parenting has always been about, right? Like there's the parents, typically mom, then dad, right? And there's a trickle down theory. And we do a lot of commanding and telling and demanding. And no human being wants to be told all the time what to do. So if we can make just a simple shift in our words and pick our words a little differently, instead of go put your shoes on, we could say, it's now time to put your shoes on. Do you want to wear the red shoes or the white shoes? Right?
Oh,
Or can you now go get your shoes? It's time to put them on. It's just, honestly, it's respect, you know? And I tell parents this all the time, if we can treat our kids like human beings rather than objects that we own and we command, that relationship building is going to breed respect. That's how you get respect from your kid, not by demanding it or commanding it.
and again, how powerful is this? You know, I come from the hierarchical parenting. You need to do this, and you're lesser than, and I think most of us do. And this screams respect.
Yes.
And what you give, you get. So as parents give respect, they will get respect, right?
Exactly. And it's funny because a lot of parents will come into my office or be on a call and say, you know, my kids just don't respect me. And I know that they want me to be like, what? We're going to make them respect you. And I always say the same thing. And it kind of stops them in their track. And I say, are you respecting your children?
Oh, goodness me. What do they say?
Because they've never heard of such a thing. Like, that's not a thing.
Yeah.
But it's such a simple concept that we just have not extended to kids, right?
It's a total shift, isn't it? We need to shift our perspective. And that's why going from traditional parenting to conscious parenting, mindful parenting is another word for it, really.
Yes.
And it's all about love and connection. I love that number 2 step. Wonderful.
Thank you. Yes, that's the second key. The third one, I'm cheating because I'm looking at my notes. Help kids feel capable. Okay, so this is really important because a child, and I say child, it could be adult, it could be, basically I'm talking human beings. Human beings need to feel like what they do matters. Like if I don't do something, there is going to be things that will get dropped behind. For example, if you have your child in charge of taking out the trash, not a glamorous thing for them to do, but if you need them to take out the trash because that's how your household survives, now it's not just I'm keeping you busy, something frivolous, it's like we're counting on you. You being a part of this family matters. You're capable of so many things. And so Dr. Jane Nelson always says, never do for your child what your child can do for themselves. And I add on to that, and don't underestimate what your child can do for themselves, because they can do so much more than we give them credit for. Might not be perfect, it's not supposed to be, might not be the way we would want it, but we really need to turn over a lot of these daily things to them so that they do feel capable.
And would you praise them as well for, is that part of the
That's a great question. That's a great question, Nishi. So in positive discipline, praise is not something that we dole on heavily because it's a system based on no rewards and no punishment. So it's all very intrinsic. So rather than praise, we give encouragement, right? You can notice things, but you really want to turn back on the kid. So when the child takes the trash out, instead of, oh, I'm so proud of you, I'm so proud of you for taking the trash out, you flip it and you say, are you proud of yourself? Right? So they're owning it and not us. We don't want to create another generation of people pleasers. We have too many of those already. So this is really about intrinsic so that the child feels from within, you know what? It felt good to contribute. Now, it might not feel good taking out the trash, right? But bigger picture, you want to keep turning it back on them. They are the focus, not us.
That's giving me goosebumps. Because you know, it feels quite patronizing when someone says, I'm so proud of you. And
exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Even as an adult, we don't say it to each other because we know that it's patronizing.
Exactly.
So why do we say it to children?
Mm-hmm. Because we're underestimating, for some reason, I think we've decided that children are not wired like adults. And they are. They're simply shorter versions. It's the same thing. So if we would do that, you know, you wouldn't say to somebody, an associate or a coworker sitting across from them at lunch, you wouldn't say chew with your mouth closed, right? But we do that to kids. We tell them how to eat, when to eat, where to eat. We would never do that with anybody else.
And you know, there is a lot of, so the traditional way I've been taught as a dietitian, when children don't eat their vegetables, you know, and when they then try a piece of carrot, then you need to praise them. No, I don't say that anymore. Things have now changed because,
Right.
you know, and then you've got the whole reward chart thing. So if they eat a carrot, they get a sticker. I mean, that is just disastrous, isn't it? But what are the consequences of that approach?
So I think long-term, see, look, I think parents are, and I understand this as a parent myself, we want quick fixes. Like everything else right now, we want something instantly to be changed, you know, Instagram, instant coffee, instant popcorn, everything has to happen right now. But positive discipline is really about the long term. We're not looking at the behavior that 10-year-old is exhibiting right now. We're looking at how do we give this 10-year-old the skills as an adult to be resilient and function in the world.
Resilient.
So when we do rewards and stickers and all this, who in their real world gets little stickers for eating their carrots? No. Like, you're setting them up to be really disappointed, right? Like, where's my prize? I did it, where's my prize? And that's not how life works. So we're actually, for a quick fix in the moment to get immediate results, which sometimes you will, and by the way, that fades. As soon as the kid realizes that a sticker is crap, then they stop performing the task because they don't want the dumb sticker. You know, and here, like, a lot of parents will say, you know, I'll give you $1. Well, that's great until the kid says, I want $2. I want $10. Like, what are we setting ourselves up for? So long term, it just doesn't work. It just doesn't.
This was a wonderful key. This was a golden key. I don't know what you think out there, but this definitely, I mean, they're all great, but this one was really an aha moment.
Oh, good.
That was number 3, wasn't it?
I think that was 3, so we're on 4. Okay, number 4, the 4th key is limited choices. So one of the biggest reasons in positive discipline, we look underneath the behavior. One of the reasons or root causes of misbehavior is a power struggle. We see this a lot with teenagers, but we also see it with 2- and 3-year-olds, right? The kid who's saying, me do it, me do it. This is a child who's trying to gain their autonomy, and they're struggling. It's a power struggle with you. So you want to be on the same team as your child. You want to have cooperation. And it's not that you can't want what you want as a parent. You know, if it's time for breakfast, can we, instead of saying, like my parents did, you know, there's your breakfast, eat it, it's, would you like cereal or waffles today? Would you like, you know, to be able to give limited choices like that, twofold. One, it helps the child feel that they have power, that they have some control over their surroundings. And 2, it really helps them with the process of decision making. Because I cannot tell you how many adults I know where you go to a restaurant to eat and they look at the menu and they can't even choose what they want to eat. That's because they've never practiced making choices. So why not start that at a younger age, give them some power, some control. It really saves a lot of struggles in the long run.
I can really use this a lot with my clients.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think often parents will say, what would you like to eat?
Yeah, too much, yeah.
It's too broad, and giving them 2 options, and preferably what parents are eating that evening. So it's not like, I want McDonald's, and then you have to drive up to McDonald's, you know.
Right.
That is so, and it also prevents, I would guess, a child feeling overwhelmed or an adult feeling overwhelmed because they are able to make a choice.
Right. And they're limited choices that obviously as a parent you get to decide. Like if I'm at the park with my kids and I want to leave in 10 minutes, I can say to the child, rather than let's go, I can say, all right, you know, we're going to wrap up. Do you want to leave in 5 minutes or 10 minutes? Obviously,
oh my goodness,
that's what I want. I know it's a little tricky, huh?
That's just a wonderful key. Okay, they're all great, but this was really good because that's the struggle, isn't it? You're in the playground, you go no, or let's leave the restaurant, and they go no, and so that
limited choices. And then the last key, the 5th one, is about self-care. Self-care is essential as a parent, and I'm so passionate about this because I'm telling you, every parent that I've talked to, when I talk about self-care, they kind of blank out. Like there's not, like, What is that? Self-care, I feel, we have been taught culturally, traditionally in our families, is not, it's not something that we're allowed to have. It's a luxury, right? You decided to be a parent, so you will sacrifice the rest of your life. Yes, there are a lot of sacrifices involved in parenting, but if we are not taking care of ourselves, we are no good to them. And it really is kind of that shift of perspective of, it's not, as controversial as it may sound, you don't want to put the kids first. You want to put yourself first, right? And I explain it to my clients, like if you're in a car, you can have all the plans you want to go to all the different places in town that day, but if you don't have gas in your car, you're not going anywhere. And so self-care is literally the gasoline for our car as parents that we need in order to be able to do everything else that we do. So, and then...
Sorry, Vibha.
Yeah.
I feel that although a lot of people say yes to this, we just have this embedded guilt.
Yes.
Of generations of being told, especially for us women, we are caregivers. We need to look after the home, and it's a hard paradigm to shift, I think.
It really is. It really is. And I don't think, right, I don't think it needs to be drastic or, really large at first, just a small step. Some people think that self-care is all about like massages and manicures, which are lovely, but it's also about giving yourself 5 minutes of quiet. It's about stepping out into nature by yourself for 5 minutes. It's about, treating your body well and eating good foods and sleeping and making time to go out with your girlfriends and making time for date nights, right? It's all of these things are encompassing. So I tell parents who are kind of struggling with the idea at first, just do one thing a week. One thing a week. I usually use Sundays as like my self-care day where, I just do all the things that I want to do for me to kind of fuel me up for the week. But any day of the week, if like our clients and if the parents can take maybe just 15, 20 minutes, half an hour for themselves, start there. You got to start somewhere, right?
Yeah. And it just, you're filling yourself up on you with the energy and that you need for the week ahead.
Yeah.
That is.
It makes you a better parent because otherwise you're going to be burnt out. You're going to be snappy. You're going to be reacting. You're not going to, right? Like it doesn't help to make you a better parent. It actually disturbs your calm and your patience because your tank is empty.
That's wonderful. So one thing that you can do for yourself to look after yourself. And then you're teaching the children the same.
I am. I think it's really important, and I think that it's important that our kids know what downtime really looks like. At least here in the U.S., our kids are so overscheduled from this activity to that activity and then school and all the other pressures. How to just quiet down and give yourself a moment, just to take care of yourself. Take a bubble bath, go outside for a walk by yourself, like whatever it is, to kind of teach them not only to take care of themselves, but also, and the best teacher, as you know, is to watch as the parents do it. Because when we embody that, they understand, the next generation will see, oh, my mom did take care of herself. My mom did make time for herself. And hopefully that way that seed is kind of planted for them when they become parents.
Stunning. My mom never looked after herself, so it's only something that obviously being part of this conscious parenting tribe, if you like, constantly being told to look after ourselves, and it's just the most empowering feeling. But I see how the lack of self-care coming from the parent will then result in the child not wanting or feeling guilty for looking after themselves because mommy never did.
Absolutely.
So that is beautiful. Thank you for sharing those, Vibha. That was really useful. So we're gonna put the document underneath the video so you can download it. So the 5 keys towards positive discipline. And this has been so helpful. And if you have any questions or comments, please comment below. Vibha, I'm sure you do some incredible courses, don't you, for parents? So I don't know if you'd like to share those.
Yeah, absolutely. I just finished up my spring round and I have a fall round of positive discipline classes. It's all online. And that starts in September. I'll give you the link for that as well. I'd love to have some of your people join. That's where we go deeper on all these things and we really start to brainstorm solutions. Positive discipline, again, like I said, it's all about internal, intrinsic, rather than rewards and punishment. And it really changes the way you parent and just brings more peace to your family. And we all need that.
Even if you're struggling with meal times, because I think that a lot of people watching this video, you might think, oh, why is this going to help me and my child around meal times? Well, I hope this has now opened your perspective to see that most things are never about the food. It's probably there is a lack of positive discipline. Maybe coming from that hierarchical, eat your dinner, eat this, do here's a sticky, and it's just sticky note, and it just doesn't work. So that's why I'm so passionate about this and the work that you do. So thank you so much, Vibha.
Thanks so much for having me, Nishti. I really appreciate it.
So please like or share this video, and I need to say please give it a thumbs up as well if you like it. It was lovely to have you watching this, and I'm so grateful again, Vibha, for having you on the program. Thank you, everyone. Bye.